This is Northeast Georgia's only local source for TV news. From the Grady College at the University of Georgia, this is Grady News Source.
Good evening. Welcome to Mock Show 570. I'm Savannah Brock.
And I'm Madison Kiger. A new scam targeting university students has some interesting twists that are becoming an even bigger concern. 1. The scam seems to be coming from the Atlanta Police Department, and 2, there are special apps that anybody can get to. That makes these scams possible. We have 2 reports tonight, starting with reporter Allison Goins. Allison, you found out the hard way just how real this situation is.
Yeah, Madison, I received several of the scam calls, and what would confuse anyone is that they sound like they're legitimately from the Atlanta Police Department. I didn't fall for it, but I could understand why so many students have.
It's easy to see that students are dependent upon their cell phones, but a new phone scam is leaving students afraid to answer their calls. Just as she was about to teach one of her classes, Emily Burke received a call supposedly from the Atlanta Police Department that left her in tears.
This is so-and-so from the Atlanta Police Department, and you're wanted on 3 counts of fraud for not paying taxes. We're sending an officer to arrest you right now. If you don't want to respond to this amicably, you will be put into handcuffs and taken in right now. And so then I started to cry.
As scary as that call was, the scammers were even more threatening with Lindsay Jarman. They actually called her father, claiming that Lindsay owed them money.
So they had called my father, and my father had called me and asked me if I had any withstanding tickets in Atlanta, because they told him that they were the Atlanta police, and they asked for me. They said, "We need Lindsay Allison Jarman." Then he called me and asked me if I had any withstanding tickets, and I knew I had no tickets, so it was really bizarre to me.
I was actually contacted by an unknown number 6 times, and when I called the number, it took me straight to the Atlanta Police Department, where they informed me that it was a scam. This is contrary to Lindsay and Emily's experience, where they were actually able to call the number back and talk to someone.
UGA Police Chief Jimmy Williamson says these scams are nothing new. However, students are vulnerable targets and should understand police protocol before handing over any money.
What I want to remind everybody is government does not do business that way. They're going to notify you in writing, and they're going to send it typically registered mail so we can show you're served and also let you know that you have your due process rights.
The Atlanta Police Department is aware of the scam, but they haven't taken an official stance.
Now, Allison, obviously you didn't fall for this, but a lot of people have. We actually figured out just how easy it is for these scammers to convince callers of their legitimacy. I just downloaded one of the spoof apps, which allows people to change their caller ID in order to make it completely untraceable. Here's how it works. Scammers enter a number that they would like have displayed on the receiver's end of the phone call. This number could be from a local department or any other legitimate agency. The phone number information is passed through the company's server and your computer. The scammers also have a choice to make their voice sound like a man or a woman. They even have the option to add background noise. So here goes. We're going to test it out. I'm going to call Jordan, my producer, who is over there in the sound booth. I've entered Jordan's name up here and the phone number I want her to see when she gets the call. It's the Atlanta Police Department's number. I've also selected to sound like a man. All right, I'm placing the call.
Oh, look, it's the Atlanta Police Department. Hello?
Hello, this is John Smith from the Atlanta Police Department.
You are requested immediately down at the station. We have your sister here.
Okay, who is this again?
This is John Smith from the Atlanta Police Department.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Well, she hung up on me. These apps advertise themselves as a fun way to prank your friends. Unfortunately, as Allison has shown us, people take advantage of it, creating more harm than good. Scammers beware, because the people can fight back. A website called 800notes.com is giving away who scammers are thanks to public contribution. Anyone can report the phone fraud and description of their experience. It's saved into their database. The address, real name of the caller, and the intentions behind the call are just some of the information that can be provided on the site. Next, find out why safety concerns for pedestrians and drivers are rising on Millage Avenue.
Get out to the forest.
Let the kids connect to their roots. It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah! Woo-hoo!
Hey guys, wait up!
And discover the wonders of nature with your family.
These trees are the key to our way of life.
Fresh air.
What a glorious morning!
Clean water.
Woohoo! This is great!
An endless forest adventure.
Let's rock this jungle! Yo, this is untapped territory.
How amazing!
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
All right. I know this isn't any fun to talk about, but we should. Okay, so who's gonna do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice.
And I'll try to get the generator going without any gas.
Oh, let's not forget the cell phones, which probably won't work.
Right.
And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
Well, I think we couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
One street is proving to be extremely dangerous. The problem, students say, not enough crosswalks. We have two stories tonight looking at the problem. Students like this one race across Millage to catch a bus to campus. You can see just how close this student came to being hit by another oncoming bus. This student was hit, and you can see just how dangerous it was by the stitches that cover his face. Tonight, we are going to take a look at Millage Avenue and just how bad it really is. It has become a second nature for students to race across the street, regardless of traffic. Reporter Nicole Castrillon is live from the newsroom. Nicole, you have experienced firsthand this problem. What can you tell us about it?
Yes, the problem is crosswalks, or the lack thereof. Throughout the day, students have to run into traffic just to catch a bus or to get home. This has caused a few accidents throughout the years.
To a stop may seem normal, but on this road, it proves to be a challenge. The lack of crosswalks on Millage Avenue is not only a safety hazard for the students crossing the street, but for bus drivers as well. UJ bus driver Caitlin Benkowski says it is common to see students crossing right in front of the bus as they travel down Millage Avenue. However, it is not always a guarantee that the bus will be able to stop in time.
Stopping a bus is pretty hard to do really quickly, so when people walk out in front of you, it really is hard. There's like special brakes built into the bus to help with that, but it's not always a guarantee that you can stop quickly.
Not just buses, but cars as well have trouble stopping. UJ student Nina Malavi knows that only too well.
So I had just gotten off of a bus on Millage, and I crossed around the back of it and crossed Millage, which is what everyone always does outside of Town Club. And halfway across the street, I got hit by a car, and I fell on the ground, and a nurse pulled over, and it was really embarrassing.
The car.
Nina said that if there was a crosswalk, she might not have gotten hit that day. She believes that a crosswalk would benefit the many people who cross the street each day.
Thanks, Nicole. Nina got off relatively easy. UGA student Trevor Bachman was not so lucky. Trevor was crossing Millage last Thursday night when he was struck by a taxi.
I don't remember anything.
Trevor lives across one of the 8 bus stops on Millage. Last Thursday night, Trevor was attempting to cross the street to get home, or that's what he thinks. He sustained a severe concussion due to the collision with a taxi and does not remember anything from the night. Officials told Trevor that he was in the middle of the road and the taxi could not stop in time. Trevor cracked the windshield while landing on the pavement.
Well, I had a really bad concussion, and my leg really hurts, and it's really swollen. and I recently have started getting a lot of pain in my neck, which I'm gonna have to get checked out. Also, my beautiful face was tarnished.
Trevor fully believes that if there was a crosswalk, this kind of injury could have been avoided. However, despite the severity, Trevor is in high spirits for full recovery. An alternative school is opening and that will allow students to receive high school diplomas, even in the toughest circumstances. Find out next.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
They say that when you're facing extreme danger, your life flashes before you. If you think that's sad, consider facing it before you even have enough life to flash before your eyes. Deaths and injuries can be prevented by using the right car seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to know what is appropriate for each age and size.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
A new high school is coming to Northeast Georgia where students can't fail out. Foothills Charter High School allows their students to work on assignments until they receive a passing grade. Reporter Zach Sims talked to the people behind the school. Zach, what leads students to enroll in Foothills?
Well, Bliss, some kids struggle at traditional high school. Some must work to support their families, and others dropped out and want a second chance. Sherry Gibney Sherman, the school's executive director, tells me if these students choose Foothills, they will succeed.
Thousands of students used to roam these halls, but now this old Madison County High School building will be used for a very different purpose.
It's a second chance. You know, some kids, for whatever reason, are not successful in the regular high school, and they need another setting, and that's what we can offer. Some kids have already left school, and this is a chance to come back. And some kids are already in school right now, and they're just not going to make it. So this is a chance for them to make it and to have an option here.
This second chance is 100% tuition free. Students can work at their own pace and attend school whenever they can.
And the whole idea is that we remove some of the barriers that are traditionally obstacles for students in trying to graduate in a traditional school environment. One of those barriers has been attendance.
The school is designed for students with jobs. Classes are offered Monday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m. Attendance is not mandatory and students can start at any time.
There is no way to fail with this program. If you don't pass a test at the end, you simply go back and try it again, and eventually we get our kids through. It takes some of them a very short amount of time. We have a really diverse population of students. Some of our students are really highly intelligent kids who just were falling through the cracks in a traditional environment.
No one will fall through the cracks in this program. The students who complete this program will leave with a fully accredited high school diploma. Live in the newsroom, I'm Zach Sims.
Foothills already has students enrolled and will continue enrolling students until their opening in August. Clark County is trying something unusual this weekend. School officials will literally be knocking on the doors of students at risk of failing in order to converse one-on-one with them and help them graduate on time. Graduation coordinator for Clark County, Rick Dunn, stressed that while the graduation rates are important, what's more important is an education.
While we would like them to graduate as Clark County students, we want them to graduate or have a GED and be prepared to go to a post-secondary institution or to get a job or something. But the most important thing for us is that they're educated one way or another.
Clark County has had a similar outreach program that focused solely on dropouts in previous years. While they will still look for dropouts, this year the school district is focusing more on students still in the building. Most members of the community agree that charter schools like Foothills will be a positive asset to the community. Others are worried that charter schools are a drain to the already low education budget. We talked to the Associate Superintendent of Charter Schools in Georgia to clear up any misconceptions.
The funding goes through the school system. The school district, instead of spending the money on this that it gets for those kids, it gives it to me to spend. The thing of it is that charter school has control over how that money is spent, but most of the time local schools in a school district that aren't charter schools don't have any.
Erste emphasized that school districts aren't losing any money from state-approved charter schools. The funds are just being used in a different place. And coming up,
Georgia is the fastest growing solar power producer. My name is Jordan Abernathy. Find out how companies are making it more affordable for you to own one.
It's terrifying, it's disgusting, and it must be stopped. Throughout downtown Athens, mindless zombies are throwing recyclable items in the trash. No! But you can be a hero. Groovy. Use the downtown recycling bins for all your recyclable items. Cans, bottles, paper, and more can all be recycled. So use the downtown bins and don't be a mindless zombie. To save this world, we must recycle more.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just, please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
I ride the bus.
I ride the bus.
Nosotros usamos el autobús.
Athens Transit would like to remind you that the bus is for everyone. Riding the bus is safe, affordable, and convenient. For work, for shopping, or anything else, the bus can take you there. And when you need a little extra help, the bus is ready to meet your needs. So remember, the bus is for everyone.
I ride the bus.
For routes and complete information about the bus, visit athensclarkcounty.com/transit.
Georgia's solar power industry is the fastest growing in the nation, and lawmakers are working to make it grow even faster. A new bill passed in the House that they hope will grow the economy and possibly grow the pockets of Georgia residents.
These are just a few solar panels on the University of Georgia's campus. If a new bill passes in the Senate, you could see more of these in your schools, businesses, and homes. UGA professor Dr. John Bergstrom says this could place Georgia families in a better financial position.
So they'll save money, and so households, money they save on electricity, they can spend on other things, going out to dinner, going to the movies, going to buy new clothes, and so that's would help stimulate the economy.
Residents aren't the only ones who can benefit. The self-sufficient nature of solar energy will also benefit the utility company.
Households who have solar panels can sell their excess electricity back to the power companies, and so that would be another source of income.
Local business owner Bill Snap, who operates an international solar power company, thinks this bill is right on time with the solar boom.
Wall Street is convinced that they can make money at solar energy, and that is huge for adoption.
This bill has the potential to save many Georgians money and help save the planet by using renewable energy sources.
Legislation that opens the door for solar to the residential market is going to definitely help facilitate solar power.
But Bill Snap says the amount of money one could make is up to lawmakers.
Now, is it good legislation? In other words, do you get a good return as a taxpayer, get a good return on their investment? Well, it seems that remains to be seen.
The bill is now being reviewed by the Senate. We will be sure to monitor this bill and update you as more information becomes available. Lawmakers and solar advocates are working with banks to provide homeowners with an affordable deal, which will benefit all parties. Solar installations cost thousands of dollars, but by financing your solar panels, it will allow you to have no upfront costs and pay back your loan with the extra energy your home does not use. Lawmakers hope that this can be enough of a money-saving incentive for Georgians to invest in solar energy. UGA is also hopping aboard the solar energy train. Reporter Jordan Abernathy says the university's Department of Sustainability is planning to create its own solar farm to utilize on campus. She has the details on what to expect from the new energy source.
Yes, Kaylin, the department is looking to build their own solar farm here in Athens, and they're hoping that it helps both researchers and students. So look out for something on South Millage. Both the department and Georgia Power say that this solar farm will allow UGA to access solar energy exclusively for research and hope that it is used as a learning tool for the Environment of Engineering School. Solar panels like these are already built around campus, and they are looking to build more. Sustainability Program Coordinator says that this collaboration is worth the investment.
It is a collaboration with Georgia Power. So UGA will continue to own the land, and Georgia Power is going to own the equipment. And as far as I know, we'll be leasing the land from UGA. And they'll be allowing researchers, predominantly from the College of Engineering, but anyone who's a researcher is able to gain access to get access to the data as well as to the actual site, access to study solar power in general.
Currently, UGA has banks near Joe Frank Harris Commons and River Road, a bank that holds 95% of the energy used on the main campus. Unlike these, the solar farms will only be used for research.
That generates electricity, puts it on the grid. In this case, this will be more highly variable because of the sun, but it's going to be feeding directly into the grid. It'll have a meter on it, but it'll be more for just keeping track of how much energy it produces. It's not specifically for UGA's use. We can't say that the electrons produced there or moved around from there won't go to our campus. They probably will, but it's just adding.
The department is looking forward to the project being completed in late 2016.
Center in Athens, Georgia. Completed in 2013, the Tennis Center offers great play all year round on 12 fully lit hard surface courts. There are accommodations for spectators and enough space to host a tournament. The main building features energy-efficient construction, ADA accessibility, a covered pavilion, and much more. Players of all ages enjoy open play, clinics, and summer tennis camps at the Athens-Clarke County Tennis Center. Because in Athens, Georgia, tennis is for everyone.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
This is the Oconee Street Park and Ride Lot, where you can park for free on weekdays and ride the bus into downtown Athens and UGA. The Downtown Express runs every 20 minutes during peak commuting hours, so skip the parking fees and traffic hassles. Park for free and ride into downtown Athens and UGA from the Oconee Street Park and Ride.
Park and ride. Park and ride. Park and ride.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
There's a way for you to enjoy great food and give back to the community at the same time. Athens is hosting a restaurant week, and reporter Damian Reynolds tells us that a portion of the proceeds will go to a local nonprofit organization. Damian, this sounds like a great thing.
Well, Sammy, a lot of people seem to think so, because this is the first Athens Restaurant Week. From what we've gathered, it's been a success. Sue Reinhardt comes to Athens every so often to visit her daughter, but makes it a point to visit her favorite restaurant, Nona. Sue loves coming to Nona for a good meal while also spending time with her family, but she's extra excited this visit because it's the first ever restaurant week.
Oh, I know their shrimp and grits is incredible.
The Athens Banner Herald partnered with The Place, Your Pie, Nona, and several other local restaurants to provide a week full of great dining while helping those in need.
It's an idea that we came up with, marketing and advertising, to help promote local business in our community and also provide a way for us to give back to the community and engage the community as a whole.
A portion of the week's proceeds will go towards Action Ministries, a local nonprofit committed to providing hunger relief to the less fortunate. Action Ministries Executive Director Solomon Mother says he can't wait to give back to our daily bread. Well, the price fix is between $20 and $40 for the week. Now, that would include an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. Now, the promoters are saying that if the event proves to be successful, they'll think about adding more restaurants to next year.
Restaurant Week began on Sunday and will end this Saturday, March 28th. Out of all of the restaurants in downtown Athens, only 10 signed up for the first annual Restaurant Week. New Orleans, in Athens, or Nona jumped on board right away to take part in the inaugural Restaurant Week. Nona saw the benefits of highlighting certain dishes like its oysters and swordfish while simultaneously giving back to the less fortunate.
We do have a really good menu planned out for the week, and hopefully people will respond for it, but it's hard to tell, but shot in the dark, I'd say about a 10-15% boost for a normal week. A lot of the proceeds will go towards Action Ministries and their fight against, hunger and shelter and all the good stuff that they provide.
There are some restaurants not involved, like Porterhouse Grill. The owner said he wants to see how the first annual Restaurant Week will be received before hopefully joining in next year. Well, for all of us here at Mock Show 570, I'm Sammy O'Brien.
And I'm Kaylin Wilson. Thanks for joining us.
News Source is a student production of the Grady College of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of Georgia, which is solely responsible for its contents. Views expressed do not represent those of the administration nor the Board of Regents at the University System of Georgia.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
You guys going to my party on Friday?
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be crazy.
All right.
What's up, dude?
I'm loving your jacket. Don't be such a fag.
If you don't mean it, why say it? Words hurt. Think before you speak.
I come from a big family. I'm the oldest of 6. To me, being the first person to go to college, it's like setting a standard, My little brother is 8 years old now. I challenge his curiosity. I challenge him to dream. I have to paint a picture for him that he can look up to and live up to and possibly be better than. My name is Jaquez, and I am your dividend.
Driving down Oconee Street in Athens, you might get a glimpse of this in your rear view mirror. This red building is famously known as the REM Steeple and sits right behind Nucci Space. It used to be a part of St. Mary's Episcopal Church, but in 1990, the church was torn down, leaving the steeple to stand alone.
My personal connection to it is that it's music related, and that's what I've chosen to do with my life.
Good evening and welcome to the Mock Show 570 Post-Show Critique. I'm Michael Castigliere, executive producer. To my left is the director and the producer, and as always, we're going to walk through the show. We had a little bit of a roughness, but mainly because we got to be worried about times, folks. We had packages that were running way too long, and let's make a general rule. You know, the producer gives you an assigned time. You have flexibility, but once that package starts running over 1:30, you have to get special dispensation from the producer or the Pope, one of the two. And the Pope is very hard to reach at these hours. So that doesn't happen. There is no story that is worth 2.5 minutes, unless the second coming, and I've said this before, of the good Lord himself, all right? So I don't want to ever see a 2:20 package again. Part of the problem is we're running sound bites that are like 25 and 30 seconds long. You could cut these people in half, and you're letting them ramble and ramble and ramble, and you're losing viewers and you're losing content. So tighten up the sound bites, tighten up the scripts, and let's get it going, okay? On that semi-negative note, I will pass it on to the director.
Okay, I really like the content you guys had in your show today, especially when you guys did the demonstration in the A block. Okay, first of all, I fell for that scam, so that was fun. But that was really cool. I really like that.
Let me join in a couple.
Yeah.
We did a couple, to put a little more positive spin from the, we did a couple of things that were different and a couple of things that worked. And that is good. That's what I want you to do, okay? I want you to get the comfort level in front of the camera, and I want us to work those cameras and work the video to make these things sing. And that's what you can do, and that's an example. And we had a couple of those tonight.
That was very cool. My only notes are just make sure you guys are naming stuff to drop what the slug is, because for the teases, you just had like A block tease, and I was like, me and Storm were both, that was good grammar. I'm really tired. Storm and I were like, does this go at the top of the A? Because we know you guys had that pre-show stuff, or the bottom of the A. So make sure you're naming everything right, just so there's like continuity throughout everybody who's in on your show. Let's see. Good job putting the out and the time, the TRT for me. That was cool. Thank you, thank you. I think we talked about this last time too. Padding your stuff.
Yes.
Please, because when you watch it back, you're gonna cringe a little bit because there's a lot of dips to black.
Yeah, and we had black going in a couple of times.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Because I think that we need to, like, playback needs to roll it and I have to take it, but if he doesn't roll it quick enough faster than I take it, then it's just black.
Okay.
That makes sense. So we need a better communication for that.
Okay.
Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, I'm wondering, do we need to pad the front as well as the back?
Yeah. Don't you guys for Shumway's packages? I know we did. Yeah. Like 3 seconds or something. I think that would help.
Yeah, let's put a little pad.
Yeah.
And you'll put out a note, remember? So you'll add that to the note. Add a pad to the front and a pad to the back. Because what you do, and we've had this big discussion, you can end on a soundbite when you're doing a reporter wraparound, okay? We've had some confusion over this between us and Professor Shumway, but Professor Shumway and I are in agreement. Yeah, if I'm coming back to the reporter, that's fine. I'll end on a soundbite, quote unquote, and then the reporter ends it with their final thought or the final summation. If it is a self-contained package, no, which means a reporter tracks it. No, I don't end on a soundbite ever. I have to come to a final conclusion, so that's critical. So now, when you're editing that last soundbite,
can't hear you.
Dang, that's better. That last soundbite, we are going to kill the audio, but hold the face up. It's a real simple thing. You kill the audio, hold them up for 3 or 4 seconds, and then edit out. Okay?
I think that'll look better for the whole feel of the show too.
Yeah, because we had about 8 pieces to drop into black.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll fall for that. Okay, package in the E-block we were talking about before the show started. I don't know what happened, and I know, Mike, you said that you looked at it before. You looked at it. So, and when I did look over at playback, I saw this error message pop up, and I was like, oh, stand by, poor guy in the newsroom. You were like thrown off. So whenever I'm done here, I'm going to take a look at it because that was weird, and especially if you looked at it. Did you look through the whole package too?
He played the beginning.
Okay. Yeah.
He played through the beginning, and I definitely think he played past where it was, because literally only like not even 30 seconds into it. So
I'll look at it because I feel bad. Okay, I'm going to give you a pop quiz. Where does Anchor 2 stand? In the Anchor 2 position. So we were like, where is she? She's not down there, but you just know.
I realized that later, but I was waiting for someone to like tell me to move, and no one did. So I was like, well, let me not adjust myself because I can't see myself while the commercials are rolling. So apologies.
Now you know.
You got to know, this is the anchors. I mean, you know, sports, anchor 1, anchor 2, weather, okay? That's simple. And again, I say the point, self-protection. It's your face out there, so, you know, I'm going to make sure that, darn right, I'll know where the heck I'm at, okay?
Yep, those are all the notes I had. I think technically the biggest issue today was the dips to black for sure in that package. But I'll take a look at it.
Okay, cool.
Do you have any notes for me?
No.
Oh, I don't think I want to know. Okay, good job, guys.
Thank you. All right.
Bye.
Producer.
All right. Well, kind of like what Allison was saying, I thought the video of the first 2 blocks were really good. Like the phone thing, I thought that was so cool. Like just watching it, if I was just a viewer, which I was for a little bit up there, like I just thought that was so cool. Like I would have been drawn into that. And then the B block with the guy and you're interviewing him and he's all like cut up a little, it's like, ugh, like gross. But then it's like, wow, this is real. Like whenever you see that the guy's cut up instead of just talking about it, and then he's actually up there like all bloody. I thought that was cool. But bad news for him.
Again,
but
a couple of good things, yeah, because in the first block, I think it was a solid piece, and obviously just playing out and showing the example worked well, and the only issue is I think if you do any more acting, we'll have to get you in the Screen Actors Guild. No, that was fine. It was cute. And in the second block, we did something different with the 2 VOs to start off, and again, a little bit that we hit black again, so we needed to run that video and hold it up a little bit longer, and that was it. But again, something different, because again, viewers come in, the first thing they see is that guy running across the street, and they're going, oh, that's the kind of stupid thing I would do. And then the next shot was there's this guy pointing to it, and even the people in the booth went, oh my God. So you got people's attention at the front, and that's the way it should do. Cool.
Yeah, so I thought that was really good. One thing I think I noticed whenever I was watching, and I know it's something I need to work on also, whenever people are like up in the newsroom, I think it's important to like, I know we can't hear what the person down here in the studio is saying, but kind of like nod and act a little bit like you're hearing it, because whenever you're watching, it kind of just looks like they're just kind of staring blankly at the camera, and I know I need to work on it too. And so it's something I noticed with other people. So
yeah, it's a common phrase, but I mean, or a common situation. But I'm looking at the camera, and I'm going to pretend like, yeah, that's really,
yeah, make it act like you're interacting with the person in the studio instead of just kind of.
Yeah, and I'm just waiting for. And the other one is watch the eye contact and don't go off the left. And for the people queuing, making sure you're over the camera, because whenever we queue over here, the person goes, okay, now I'm on. You know, so we got to watch that. What else?
Yep. I don't know. Other than I guess some of the packages being long, I know that was getting a little dicey towards the end, trying to cut a few things. But other than that, I can't think of anything too glaring.
Puts in the work. That's why it becomes an issue. To think about it, we killed 3 pieces, so the people working on that just wasted the whole day. You know, or the whole week, and that's unfortunate. That's what you don't want to happen either.
That's all I can really think of.
All right, be careful of the audio. That became an issue. We overrode our NAT sound, overrode our track sound on about 2 or 3 of the packages, okay? Lost the reporter completely because the NATs were so high that we lost it. The audio is going to drive the viewer away more than anything else, so I want you actually to weave NAT sound into that, which means I want to hear it up full. So for example, that bus story, I want to hear screeching brakes and go, okay? That's the sound you hear, okay? I want to build it into it, but remember the -12 versus -18 on that. The only other one that you got to watch, we repeated video on at least 2, maybe 3 pieces out of the package and into the VO. At that point, it looks a little old and it looks lazy. Can't do that. Watch your VOs. As a general rule, with somebody to sound bites, from one person, 2 sound bites, 3 sound bites, we're pushing it. Okay, anything more than 2 it becomes a little bit. And we had a couple of people doing, 3 sound bites from the same person, and at that point, it makes the viewer wonder whether we need to have a reporter if all the person is going to do is speak. So. Despite all that, though, this is a learning lesson. Off to a good start. I think we did a few things differently. Look at it yourselves and you'll see it. As you know, we'll download it and post it at a point and do all that stuff. We're having some problems posting the website, which I can't quite figure out yet, and I'll get that fixed, and because I want those up. Because a couple of you have some good stories, and I'd like you to contact the people and let them know, because, it's like there, they get to see it. Good to put people in the front at the start and official second packages, but all in all, pretty well. Anybody else? Any thoughts?
So Allison, I think, mentioned just now that people were dropping like the pre-tees and it just said A pre-tees. And I know that's something I was saying, like, oh, just drop it as A pre-tees, because then I was trying to put the pre-tees together. So now that we're all supposed to be shooting teases like as stand-ups, what do we need to drop those as? Like, is there something different we should name it? Yeah, or like a different folder. I was just saying drop it like it's a package, because I didn't know.
Yeah.
So for future reference.
Yeah, and there should be actually, I thought there was, and maybe there isn't, a folder on the small tree under there that we can put them in. Let me double check that, because that's what you want to do, and you say that's the working server site. Yeah. What becomes the issue is, for them, they're going to look for the page number and then tees and then topic, okay? So if general rule will say, okay, A block tees, B block tees, C block tees, and you cut them, then we'll know not to run them from here. We just got to communicate better with the production staff on that. Just clarify that. Point well taken. Cool. All right. Thank you all, folks. And for those watching, good night, and we'll see you next Thursday.